If you've been considering moving to Dubai and the UAE, then right now might be the best time for you to do that, because for this month only, you can get a free lifetime visa for yourself if you set up a company and move to Dubai. And this offer is being offered by one of the free zones, the free zone that I use to get set up in Dubai. If you don't know, then free zones are essentially the government entities in the UAE that issue company licenses and visas for people setting up free zone companies. A free zone company is the kind of company that for 90% of people running online businesses and things like this. And the visa cost normally will be $1,000 or thereabouts. But if you move this month, so in July of 2024, you can save that $1,000. And it's not only that, you will be able to save that $1,000 every 2 years when that visa is up for renewal. So over 10 years, for example, you're saving $5,000 simply if you choose to get set up right now. Now, if you're looking to take advantage of this offer, you want to set up a company and move yourself to Dubai, then I have a team who can help you with this entire process, who can help you set up your company, get your visa, give you their contacts who can help you become a non-resident in your home country if that is something that you want to do. They can set up your bank account for you, essentially do everything for you, and you can book a free consultation down below with them so you can get started. So they can walk you through the process, answer any of your questions, and then get started with the process. And they will make sure that you get this free visa for life as well. Now let's talk about this offer and why they might be offering this. So Dubai, if you don't know, is extremely hot in the summer. It can get to up to 40 degrees, even higher than that, which is why a lot less people are moving to Dubai now in the summer. And so that is presumably why they're offering this incentive right now. Now, the way it works is that if you don't want to move right now, you don't actually have to move now. You simply have to essentially start the process right now in July. You can get started with a simple 5,000 dirham deposit and start the company formation process. But if you don't want to move yet, if you want to wait until September, October, when it starts to cool down to actually make the move, then you can do that. That is absolutely fine. But if you want to secure this free visa for life, then you want to make that deposit in this month of July. That is, I believe, how this offer works. But now I'm actually going to make the argument for why July and the summer months might actually be the perfect time to move to Dubai if you're looking to do that. The first reason is that it's going to be much cheaper. Why is that? Well, as part of the setup process, when you set up your company, after you get your first e-visa to enter the UAE, you're going to have to come to the UAE to do some medical tests, to fill out some applications and things like this. Now, if you do this in, let's say, December or January, this can be actually quite expensive simply because hotels, Airbnbs, flights, everything like this is going to be much more expensive in Dubai in these winter months. So if you get all of this done in the summer when it's much cheaper, you can save $1,000, $2,000, even $5,000 depending on how luxurious you essentially like your accommodation to be. And if you're afraid of the heat, it's not actually that bad. I mean, I was there in September when at that time it was actually around the similar temperatures as it is right now in Dubai, around 40 degrees. And sure, yes, it is very hot if you want to be outside, like if you want to go over an hour walk or something, it's very hot, but you don't actually have to do that. Like you're going to have an air-conditioned accommodation, you're going to be in air-conditioned restaurants, air-conditioned malls, air-conditioned offices, go to and from them in an air-conditioned car. If you go with my people, they're going to have a driver for you, everything like this, who's just going to take you from place to place. You don't actually have to spend that much time in the heat. So that's the second reason, I suppose, that the heat isn't actually as bad as you think. And the third reason is that it is much faster. And why is that? Well, in the summer, much less people are setting up companies, much less people are applying for visas, which means that your processing times can actually be much faster in the summer months. So you might have to spend less time waiting for your Emirates ID to be approved and things like this, which can again save you even more money if you have to stay in the country in that initial period for less time. By the way, if you're wondering what these processing times are, it is usually between 2 to 4 weeks. And if you work with my people, then usually it is going to be 2 weeks, especially now, even during normal months, but especially now in the summer months, it can even be faster than that. And the fourth reason is that getting an apartment, if you actually move to the country in the summer months, is going to be cheaper and easier in the summer months because simply there are less people looking for apartments. Now, even if you get an annual rent, it might be easier to get a lower rate because there's less people competing for these rental contracts in these hot summer months because there's simply less people there. So that might be an advantage as well. And the fifth reason is that you can start start saving on tax now. There's a misconception that you need to wait until the end of the tax year to actually stop paying tax in your home country. But most countries are going to have something called a split year treatment. For example, when I left the UK, I took advantage of the UK's split tax year treatment, which meant that on the very day when I left the UK, which was around February, I think, I stopped being a UK tax resident on that day, not at the end of the tax year. Obviously, you're going to have to figure out the rules in your specific country. Maybe not every country has this split year treatment, but usually it's a myth to think that you have to wait until the end of the tax year to start saving on tax. And if you move perhaps 2 months earlier than you were initially going to move, that's 2 extra months of you saving $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a month in tax that you now don't have to pay to your home country. And then in the future tax years, you don't have to spend the summers in the UAE. You can be out, like I'm not currently spending the summer in the UAE. But for getting set up for these couple of reasons, it might actually be a good idea to use this sort of worst time to be in the UAE to start this process. So again, this offer is only available till the end of July 2024, till the end of this month. So if you want to secure that free visa, book that free consultation down below. With that said, if you want to understand the process, what it actually means to move to Dubai, how everything will work, then I made this full video right here. That's a full guide, the best guide on the internet on the entire process. So go watch that video next, and I'll see you in the next one.